White LSU fans supposed to be having a moment of silence for Kyrie Lacey.
Right.
They had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk
Damn right.
in the stadium.
Right.
They ain't even put the number 2 on the damn billboard for that brother, man. You understand? That brother would have been in the NFL right now, man. You understand? But because of, you know what I'm saying, mental health, and they framed that brother was strong enough, you know what I'm saying, to deal with that, man.
Right.
A lot of our children ain't strong enough to deal with that.
And look, y'all already know on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we start this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. And look, before I spaz out in this video, I know it's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world. They taking away food stamps, and a lot of Caucasian people finding out it's not just black people on food stamps. Matter of fact, it's mostly them. But if you know, you know. And with these black pastors and these black churches, these pastors are scamming their own goddamn people. I told y'all these pastors work for the CIA, but we'll talk about all this stuff later on this week. But I have to get to LSU. They really going through it right now, and I told y'all on this channel, I cannot let them slide. Check this out. No, LSU did not hold its own official memorial service specifically for Kyrie Lacey. After his death, LSU football did publicly honor him by releasing a statement and showing support for his family, and members of the team and coaching staff attended his funeral and memorial services. The actual memorial was organized by his family and held at Nicholas State University, where there was a public viewing and a separate private viewing time reserved for LSU players and staff to pay their respects. While LSU participated in the service and acknowledged his passing, they did not host a separate university-led memorial or tribute event of their own. Make that make sense? So you telling me that LSU couldn't give him a memorial at LSU? They had to go to Nicholas State University? He didn't play at Nicholas State. I know Nicholas State is in Thibodaux, his hometown, but still, he didn't play there. He played at LSU. But check this out. They gave Charlie Kirk one. They never met this man, but they gave him a whole memorial. They in there hugging and crying like they met this man. They never met him. So you think I'm going to let that slide? Hell no. Every single week, every single game, it's up with me. And I'm going to show y'all these people really curse. But before I black out in this video, I want to bring y'all back to what Brian Kelly said a few weeks ago when the proof came out that Kyrie Lacey did not cause that accident. Run the tape.
This probably dovetails into that, but last week some unsettling news regarding Kyron Lacey's situation there, just him having been a part of this team. What are your thoughts on that, and will you use it to address the team regarding it now?
No, look, and it does. It kind of follows up on Koki's question, is that, I thought that this is a process that takes time. I think I said back in, when this occurred, that let's wait until all the information comes out, because for us to make these, universal statements early on, it doesn't serve anybody well. And so, I don't have any facts here. I'm following it just like you guys are. Let's just be patient and make sure that all the information gets out. He's loved by us, was loved before, and is loved after. So, there's not really a need to talk to our team. They follow it. They love Kyron. He was a great teammate, and he's going to be missed.
And like I always say, make that make sense. And look, I promise y'all, if this was Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow was to die the same way that Kyrie Lacey died, Joe Burrow would have a memorial. Joe Burrow would have a parade. Joe Burrow would have a statue. Hell, they would name the LSU stadium after Joe Burrow. Tell me I'm lying. I keep telling y'all about these racist Caucasian people. No matter what, they gonna stay on code. Right or wrong, they gonna stay on code. Y'all remember him. Tyler Warner. He was the trooper that framed Kyron Lacey. He framed him. We all saw the video. Where is he? We haven't seen an interview. We haven't seen an arrest. He didn't get suspended. Nothing happened. He's still out there living life. He's still going to football games. He's still out there with his family while Kyron Lacey is in the grave. But see, where I'm from, they love the New Orleans Saints. They love the LSU Tigers. That's their whole life. That's their whole identity. But right now, they're going through it. They spent $18 million on those players that they have right now at LSU. $18 million. And they just lost to Vanderbilt. This one of their worst years ever. And how ironic, right after Kyron Lacey died. Check this out. And this article is by NOLA.com. It was published October 19th, 2025. LSU lost to Vanderbilt. Here's the historical context behind the Tigers' rare defeat. LSU was 14-1 since 1976 in games against Vanderbilt, which before Saturday hadn't beaten the Tigers in 35 years and sported a grisly 6-125 all-time record against top 10 teams. We did not play well enough on either side of the ball to be the better team today, Coach Brian Kelly said. And Vanderbilt was the better team today because they executed at a higher level. LSU hadn't faced a ranked Vanderbilt team since 1947 before Saturday. Make that make sense. And think about what I just said. Vanderbilt hasn't beaten LSU since 1990. That's the year I was born. Yeah, y'all officially cursed. And look, I don't believe our ancestors give a damn about football, give a damn about sports. But what they did to Kyron Lacey at LSU, you think they're going to let them slide? Hell no. And look at his mother. You can tell when she sing, when she talk. She's a very spiritual woman. But guess what, LSU fans? It's about to get even worse for y'all because Saturday, y'all got number 3, Texas A&M. Then the following Saturday, y'all got Alabama, number 4, Alabama. BTA, belt to ass, back to back. Many LSU fans are frustrated with Brian Kelly and think he should be fired, especially after recent losses and the team not meeting expectations. Social media has been filled with calls to replace him, but one of the biggest obstacles is his massive buyout reported to be around $50 to $53 million. Because of that high cost, some fans say firing him isn't realistic right now, while others believe LSU should still make the move despite the price. So even though there's no official action to fire him, the pressure and criticism from the fan base are definitely growing. Make that make sense. And do y'all remember when the incident first happened with Kyron Lacey and everyone was crucifying him? I mean, everyone, even the news outlets, WAFB in Louisiana, WBRZ in Louisiana, those racist ass news outlets. And they had all those racist LSU fans in the comment section and they allowed it. And then you had the raccoon celebrities like Shannon Sharp on his show. Shannon Sharp said that Kyron Lacey should have turned around and went back to the accident that he caused. But we ain't going to worry about Shannon Sharp because he's already cooked. He got finessed by a 19-year-old Caucasian chick. It don't get no worse than that. But you, Brian Kelly, remember what you said recently when the proof came out that Kyron Lacey didn't cause that accident. You said we're not going to talk to the team about it. We're just going to move on. Kyron Lacey was a great teammate. That's all you said. But guess what? You're about to go through the same thing that Kyron Lacey went through. LSU fans, if you lose these next 2 games, LSU fans are going to turn against you. Matter of fact, they're going to come to your house and they're going to help you pack your bags, boy. And LSU fans, I'm going to save y'all some time. I'm going to predict the future for y'all. The first game, Texas A&M. Number 3, Texas A&M. Y'all going to lose to Texas A&M. Then y'all got to play number 4, Alabama. Y'all going to lose to Alabama. And then LSU is going to fire Brian Kelly. And then it's going to be hard for Brian Kelly to find a job because let's be real. What has Brian Kelly really done? He's never won a championship. He's been coaching since the 1980s, and he's never won a championship on the big level, not even one championship. So no one is going to pick him back up unless he goes to Division 3, Division 2, stuff like that. But no one is going to pick him back up. And this is going to be the beginning of the downfall of LSU football. And don't be mad at me. Y'all the ones that crucified Kyron Lacey with no evidence, no proof, and you drove him to his death. Y'all the ones that turned your back on him. He had so much love for LSU. That's all he talked about. Not everybody dancing like him. Not everybody got his number and stuff like that on their faces while they playing. Teams, players in Miami, all across college football, bro. They love Kyron Lacey. But it really kind of hurted me, bro, because no players said anything. I'm like, damn, it was no protest. It was nothing. It was nothing, bro. The players just moved on like Kyron Lacey didn't die the way he died. Everybody just moved on. So for that reason, LSU football, y'all must suffer. Oh yeah, y'all go suffer. And look, y'all already know before I end my videos, I have to speak from the heart before I go. Look, to Kyron Lacey, we will never let your name die on this channel. We will always keep your name alive on this channel because I'm not like everybody else. I don't just move on. I don't just let stuff go. If you my op, you my op for life. At LSU, you my op for life. I promise you that shit. But you, Brian Kelly, you might as well go get your U-Haul truck ready because it's over. And to my future black athletes, the ones that decide to go to LSU, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to let a black woman tell y'all. I'm out.
And honestly, it's sad to say, but I feel like God allowed what happened to Kyron Lacey happen to wake you niggas up. I'm saying this because I'm 18, right? I'm in college. I'm around a lot of young niggas. I'm not saying YNs, I'm just saying young niggas in general, right? And I always talk to them about black history, right? And they always, not all of them, because some black men be accepting of what I have to say about black history, right? But other black men, they always say, oh, when I get rich, oh, I'm not going to have to worry about racism. When I make it to the NFL, I'm not going to have to worry about racism. When I become successful, I'm not going to have to worry about racism. So now they see that no matter what status you are in life, no matter where you at, who you playing for, you could be playing for one of the best D1 schools in the world. You could be playing for the best NFL team in the world. You still going to be a nigga. When you get pulled over, you still going to be a nigga. The first thing they gonna see is that skin color. Always. So it's just crazy to see the same black boys who claim that racism is only on a lower class level crying and sad and sympathize about what happened to Kyron. Yes, it can happen to all of us. It don't matter rich nigga, poor nigga, light nigga, dark nigga, house nigga, field nigga. It don't matter. You still nigga. That's what you niggas need to understand. And it's like y'all be so out of touch with reality and don't be caring what happens in the community because y'all don't think it will ever happen to you. But now, since a boy that y'all looked up to, now that it's happened to them, y'all realize that that shit is real. That shit happening to everybody. I'm saying this because the same, just a week or two ago, when them two black boys was found lynched in Mississippi, you niggas ain't give a fuck because they didn't have the same status as Kyron Lacey. That was still racism, but you niggas ain't give a fuck because y'all didn't know who they was. But now, since y'all knew who Kyron Lacey was and y'all looked up to that nigga, now y'all care about it. Now y'all see, oh, that shit can hit me too. But I've been saying that.